Every Sunday, Pat Sullivan from Sullivan Hardware and Garden provides some great advice for do-it-yourself home improvements. Today, he's talking about last-minute tasks you need to do before or to your lawn before winter.
So, are you tired of your lawn yet? You know, we didn't really get that rest in the drought this year, did we? We've been cutting and cutting and cutting. Although the lawns look absolutely beautiful, but I know everyone's getting a little tired of their lawns. But you know, there's a couple things you really need to do to your lawn for next spring. Because next spring, remember, we're going to get excited again. Over the winter, we'll get excited. Right now, we're not excited. But fertilization, it is time to fertilize. You want to put a couple applications of fertilizer down. Ideally, maybe you would have put one down in September and then another one down in November. So you can, weed killing is a great time of year for weed killing. The movement in the plant is down, so you get a little more complete kill on your weeds. So using a weed and feed right now would be an ideal thing. Remember, this product has to go on a wet lawn for it to be effective. So the weed killer, it's fine for the fertilizer, but the weed killer needs to stick to the weed. So when you put it down, make sure you put it down on a morning dew so that it sticks. Now, you might say, well, I don't have weeds everywhere and I'm not really into spreading weed killer, and I agree with you. So instead, what I'd like to see you do is to use a straight fertilizer for your lawn and then use a liquid weed killer, and you spray just where the weeds are. Remember, this is not a weed preventer, it's a weed killer. So if you have a great patch of lawn and there's no weeds, there's no sense putting this product down. So fertilization all the way to Thanksgiving, application now. You could put an application on right around Thanksgiving. The other thing is aerating your lawn. This is a great time because of our heavy clay soil, our lawn gets compacted. So what an aerator does, it pulls these little plugs out, and usually they'll be 2 or 3 inches long. You just leave them, they're full of nutrients, but that helps break up the lawn. Everyone wants to do this in the spring. Why? Because they're excited about their lawns. Well, you know what? That's a bad time. Not a horrible time, but what it does in the spring, it opens up the lawn to weeds, and you get more weeds in the spring. So fall is the time to do it. You run this over, look at the size of the machine. The hardest thing you have to do is getting it home. Once you get it home, they're easy to run. So what I would recommend is you rent it, get your neighbors to haul it back and forth. Good idea. The other thing, we get a lot of calls about rose bushes. People's rose bush is really good and they want to cut them back. You really shouldn't cut back a rose bush until spring. So what you should be doing is mulch around it. I'm not a big fan of the cones. I like collars, so you could put a collar, fill it full of shredded tree leaves or mulch would be fine. And you just kind of, you know, dump in any kind of mulch is fine. This is a pine bark mulch or hardwood mulch, and you just kind of fill up around that crown there. So if you really want to cut it back, in the spring you cut it back to 18 inches. So if it's out of control, cut it back to 36 inches right now. That will make you happy and kind of make your garden look nice and clean for the fall. But then in the spring, then cut it down to 18 inches. So you get a little best of both worlds. So just a few things to do in the lawn this fall.